Welcome to Technia TV. Hello, I am Dr. Sandeep Kumar, Faculty of Management. Today I am delivering lecture on factor analysis. Factor analysis is a technique that is used to reduce a large number of variables into fewer number of factors. This technique extracts maximum common variance from all variables and puts them into a common score. As an index of all variables, we can use this score for further analysis. Factor analysis is a part of general linear model, and this method also assumes several assumptions. There is linear relationship, there is no multicollinearity. It includes relevant variables into analysis, and there is true correlations between variables and factors. Several methods are available, but principal component analysis is used most commonly. Now I am explaining the types of factoring. There are different types of methods used to extract the factor from the data set. First one, principal component analysis. This is the most common method used by the researchers. PCA starts extracting the maximum variance and puts them into the first factor. After that, it removes that variance explained by the first factors and then starts extracting maximum variance for the second factor. This process goes to the last factor. The second one is common factor analysis. The second most preferred method by the researcher, it extracts the common variance and puts them into factor. This method does not include the unique variance of all variables. This method is used in SEM. The third one is image factoring. This method is based on correlation matrix. OLS regression method is used to predict the factor in image factoring. Fourth one, that is maximum likelihood method. This method also works on correlation metric, but it uses maximum likelihood method to factor. Fifth one, which is other methods of factor analysis. Alpha factoring outweighs least squares. Weight square is another regression based method which is used for factoring. Another one, factor loading. Factor loading is basically the correlation coefficient for the variable and factor. Factor loading shows the variance explained by the variable on that particular factor. In the SEM approach, as a rule of thumb, 0.7 or higher factor loading represents that the factor extracts sufficient variance from that variable. Another one is eigenvalue. Eigenvalue is also called characteristics roots. Eigenvalue shows variance explained by that particular factor out of the total variance. From the commonality column, we can know how much variance is explained by the first factor out of total variance. For example, if our first factor explains 68% variance out of the total, this means that 32% variance will be explained by the other factor. Now I am explaining the factor score. The factor score is also called the component score. This score is all of row and columns, which can be used as an index of all variables and can be used for further analysis. We can Standardize this score by multiplying a common term with this factor score. Whatever analysis we will do, we will assume that all variables will behave as factor scores and will move. Now, how we can determine the number of factor? There are certain criteria according to Kaiser criteria. Eigenvalue is a good criteria for determining factor. If eigenvalue is greater than 1, we should consider that a factor, and if eigenvalue is less than 1, then we should not consider that a factor. According to variance extraction rule, it should be more than 0.7. If variance is less than 0.7, then we should not consider that a factor. Another method is rotation method. Rotation method makes it more reliable to understand the output. Eigenvalue do not affect the rotation method, but the rotation method affects the eigenvalue or percentage of variance extracted. There are number of rotation methods available. First one, no rotation methods. Second one, Varimax rotation method. Third one, Quantimax rotation method. Fourth one, direct oblimean rotation method. And fifth one, Promax rotation method. Each of these can be easily selected in SPSS, and we can compare our variance explained by those particular methods. Now I am explaining the assumptions. First one, no outlier. Assume that there are no outliers in data. Second one, adequate sample size. The case must be greater than the factor. Third one, no perfect multicollinearity. Factor analysis is an interdependency technique. There should not be perfect multicollinearity between the variables. Fourth one, that is homoscedasticity. Since factor analysis is a linear function of measured variables, it does not require homoscedasticity between the variable. Fifth one is the linearity. Factor analysis is also based on linearity assumption. Non-linear variables can also be used after transfer, however, it changes into linear variable. Sixth one, which is interval data. Interval data are assumed. Now I am explaining the key concept and terms. First one, which is exploratory factor analysis. Here we assume that any indicator or variable may be associated with any factor. This is the most common factor analysis used by researcher, and it is not based on any prior theory. Second one, which is confirmatory factor analysis, which is used to determine the factor and factor loading of measured variables and to confirm what is expected on the basis of pre-established theory. CFA assumes that each factor is associated with a specified subset of measured variables. It commonly uses two approaches. First one, which is the traditional method, which say the traditional factor method is based on principal factor analysis method rather than common factor analysis. It allows the researcher to know more about inside factor loading. Second one is the ACM approach. CFA is an alternative approach of factor analysis which can be done in ACM. In ACM, we will remove all straight arrows from the latent variable and add only that arrow which has to observe the variable representing the covariance between every pair of latents. We will also leave the straight arrow error free and disturbance terms to their respective variables. If a standardized error term in SEM is less than the absolute value 2, then it is assumed good for that factor. And if it is more than 2, it means that there is still some unexplained variance which can be explained by the factor chi-square, and a number of other goodness of fit indexes are used to test how well the model fits. This is the end of my lecture on the factor analysis. Hope you will find it beneficial. Watch and subscribe more lecture on Technia TV. Thanks a lot.